The four horsemen of the apocalypse, Revelation's dark riders, it begins with a vision. The Apostle John, exiled on the lonely island of Patmos, is caught up in the Spirit. Suddenly, heaven opens before him, and he sees a throne, the throne of God himself. Around it are flashes of lightning, peals of thunder, and voices like rushing waters. In the right hand of God rests a scroll, sealed with 7 seals. This scroll holds the destiny of the world, but no one is found worthy to open it. John weeps bitterly, until one of the elders says, "Do not weep. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Root of David, has triumphed." And then he sees him, the Lamb who was slain, standing at the center of the throne. Only he is worthy. Only he can break the seals. And so, the Lamb begins to open them. When the first seal breaks, John hears a thunderous voice, "Come." And suddenly, he sees it, a rider upon a white horse. Its rider carries a bow, and a crown is given to him. He rides out as a conqueror bent on conquest. This is the first horseman, the rider of the white horse. But who is he? Some believe he is Christ himself, riding forth with the gospel. Others see him as a false Messiah, a deceiver who imitates Christ but brings deception. A conqueror, not by peace, but by manipulation. The beginning of the end begins not with chaos, but with seduction. Then comes the second seal. Another voice cries, "Come." And a rider on a fiery red horse gallops forth. He wields a great sword, and power is given to him to take peace from the earth, and to make people kill one another. This is war. The blood-red rider who turns brother against brother, nation against nation. He is the spirit behind every battlefield, every genocide, every violent uprising in history. The peace of the world is stripped away, and humanity's thirst for blood is unleashed. Then the third seal is broken. A black horse emerges. Its rider holds a pair of scales in his hand. A voice speaks, "A quart of wheat for a day's wages, and 3 quarts of barley for a day's wages, and do not damage the oil and the wine." This is famine. But notice, the famine is not complete. Wheat and barley become unbearably expensive, but luxury goods like oil and wine are untouched. This is economic collapse. Inequality. The poor starve while the rich feast. It is the chaos of a broken system, a world where survival is sold to the highest bidder. And then, the fourth seal is broken. A pale horse appears. Its rider's name is Death, and Hades follows close behind him. Power is given to them over a fourth of the earth, to kill by sword, famine, plague, and the wild beasts of the earth. This is the final rider, Death itself, claiming the world. Together, these 4 riders, conquest, war, famine, and death, become the terrifying storm that signals the beginning of the Great Tribulation. They are not just visions of the future, they are eternal realities that have ridden alongside humanity for centuries. Think about it. Have we not already seen their shadows in history? Empires rising and conquering in the name of false ideals. Endless wars staining the earth with blood. Starvation sweeping across lands while the wealthy grow fatter. Death stalking in plagues, disasters, and violence. These horsemen are not confined to one moment in time. They ride whenever humanity drifts too far from God. But John's vision is more than history. It is prophecy. The 4 horsemen are the beginning of the end, the opening act of the apocalypse. And this is where the question becomes terrifying. If the first 4 seals have been opened, how close are we to the others? The Bible tells us that these events are only the beginning of birth pains, that greater trials, greater judgments, and greater upheavals will follow. The 4 horsemen are the warning signs, the rumbling of thunder before the storm. And so, their message is not just about fear. It is about urgency, about preparation, about choosing who we follow when the world itself begins to unravel. The white rider may promise victory, but only the true rider on the white horse, Christ in Revelation 19, brings salvation. The red rider may bring war, but the Prince of Peace will end all wars. The black rider may starve the world, but the bread of life offers eternal nourishment. And the pale rider may bring death, but the Lamb who was slain has already conquered the grave. The 4 horsemen remind us of the fragility of life and the certainty of prophecy. But they also remind us that no matter how dark the world becomes, there is one greater than all riders, greater than all seals, greater than all death. The Lamb opens the scroll. The Lamb breaks the seals. And in the end, the Lamb wins. So the question is not whether the horsemen will ride. They already have, and they will again. The question is, Are we ready?